resources in the loop.
Now, how did you get the idea for this business and the name?
Well, we made quite a few changes to our lifestyle after our first child was born, and we had reduced a lot of the waste in our home, but I was still having a hard time with groceries. I would still come home from the grocery store with lots of trash. And around that time, I noticed that these businesses were very common in Europe. I was seeing a lot of these zero waste grocery stores with these beautiful bulk bins. And I thought that seemed like something that would do very well in the Seattle area, and was actually really surprised that no one else had started it yet. So I just decided to create it for myself. I basically created a grocery store that aligns with my own family values. And as to the name, I remember going through this process with Steven. I had a few different names I was really interested in, and I kind of started working on brand design for each of them to see which one I liked the feeling of the best. And I just always came back to the scoop because I was picturing, like a stainless steel scoop that you
Hmm.
would use to scoop food out of the bulk bin. But of course, everyone thinks it's an ice cream shop. So, but it is unique. It's a pretty unique name, which is nice. It makes it easy for people to find us online. And I just loved marketplace. My vision for it has always been like a general store, on a high street in a little town, and people can walk to it and they can have all of their needs met there. And, not only would there be a zero waste store, but I was hoping that in the future it would be a collective, and we would have this space where we've got a business next to us that can repair bikes, and we've got a business next to us that sells secondhand tools and things like that. So it's all about the culture and the community. And I felt like the word marketplace really kind of brought this. I always talk about how we're reviving the shopping methods of generations past. Bulk shopping is not new. This is how they used to do it. So we're reviving those shopping methods to give ourselves a healthier future, but we have to find a way to offer this old-fashioned shopping service so that it is, meeting the demands of our modern culture. It has to be convenient enough for them, and it has to be appealing enough for them. So I feel like we've got a little bit of that old timey vibe, but hopefully enough appeal to keep it relevant.
Okay, well, I want to get into some more of the how you actually run a business like this, but before that, I want to take you back to say that did you ever have just regular jobs?
Oh, not really.
Oh,
Oh, not
you're
really.
just a silver spoon kid.
I am multi-passionate. Let's start
Hmm.
there.
Okay.
And I think I've probably always been an entrepreneur, and it just took me a very long time to realize it. I'm definitely a dreamer. I'm very ambitious, and I I just would have never thought of myself as a business owner. That felt too big. That
Hmm.
felt too overwhelming. So, I did a lot of odd jobs. I was an elementary school teacher for a
Okay.
time. So I did spend a very short time doing that, but I've always chosen to follow my passions. So I have been a quartet caroler in the malls at Christmas time, and I've been a horse wrangler, and I've been
Wait a minute. What's a horse wrangler?
like leading trail rides in the mountains in the summertime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and managing the horses on the ranch and stuff. So yeah, babysitter, nanny. I was an au pair in England. I've been a dance fitness instructor and a caterer, and I've taught some, cooking and baking classes along the way. And yeah, and then at some point I realized that every time I went to sign a contract, even if it was for a job that I thought I really wanted, like a teaching job or a nanny job, I always felt trapped when I was signing
Hmm.
that contract. And it took me a long time to realize what that meant for me. And I don't know. I guess paving my own way was just kind of the obvious next step. I got to a point where there wasn't another option.
Okay, so when you got to that point, all right, from the time you decided to do this, how long did it take to develop a store like this? Because you had to line up vendors, you had to get a place to lease or buy, and so how long did that take, and what was that process like?
Well, unfortunately, that assumes that there was a beginning and an end. And as far as I can tell, there's no end in
Well,
sight.
you did open the doors one of these days.
Yes,
So
it's definitely been ongoing. Let's see, what year are we in? So it's been About